tempted fate to this one. I saw my old math teacher, the one that failed me in ninth grade, at a grocery store about a week ago, and I locked eyes with him. And in that moment, I thought, this is not what I meant when I said I'll see you in hell.
Damn.
All right, I think we're doing all right. You guys ready? You guys ready to kick this show off?
Woo!
All right. Your first comedian on the showcase coming to us all the way from Virginia. It's Brittany Felder!
Hey guys, what's up? Oh, I don't know why I'm asking questions. It's a terrible idea. All right, so I'm Brittany Alexis. That's normally what I go by. Brittany Felder is also my name. But if you heard my name and thought that I was going to be a white girl, I'm here to tell you you'd be incorrect. No. People hear the name Brittany Alexis and immediately think peach-colored crayon. I don't really know why, but I do know I'm probably not helping, you know? I realize I look like I have a lot of Kohl's cash. I don't. I don't. I'm telling the truth. I really don't. But I won't lie and say it hasn't helped increase the limit on my Kohl's credit card. It's going great. I also realized that I look like someone who sells Avon on Instagram, and I don't. I sell Mary Kay. I also realized, that I look like someone who, that rings true. You know it. If you want a good deal, come to Brittany. All right. But also realized that I look like someone who would corner you at a party and spend a really long time explaining to you why I believe that Sir Mix-a-Lot was the intersectional feminist that we needed in the 90s. All I'm saying is that he walked so that Lizzo could run. Welcome to my TED Talk. Feels appropriate. But it's a thing. It's a thing. Can't say it doesn't help me out in life. I get tons of job interviews, so it's great. You know, if I'm ever feeling down, just need someone to talk to, I just apply for a job because I know I'm going to get a call back. But you didn't tell me how great I'm doing. Came here some jokes. I'm just going to tell you about my life, how things have been going. I've been home like everybody else. I've been real introspective, which really just means I've spent a lot of time on Instagram and I've related to a lot. Like, I really am the type of person to, eat a whole thing of Cheetos in the bathroom and then walk out like nothing happened. That is me. But I have been catching a lot more feelings than flights, so I'm not doing Instagram entirely right. But, it's going great. I'm home with my family. I'm quarantined with my family, which has been fun. I think that because, like, all of us are home, like, there's been a spike in crime in the neighborhood because someone last week broke into our house and drank half a gallon of orange juice and then put it back in the refrigerator like a psychopath. And we don't really know who did it. So if anyone has any leads or anything, please help us out because my dad right now is like a mix between Columbo and Perry Mason. So dinner's just an interrogation. Okay. Any information at all, I will definitely appreciate it. That leads to the arrest or conviction of this monster. The person who definitely broke into my house and drank a half gallon of orange juice and then put it back in the refrigerator. But yeah, I've also been around at first I was a little bit nervous about being home for a while because I've been doing pretty well with my fitness goals. And I was afraid that being home, I would kind of fall off track. And even though I did fall off track, I'm doing better now. I was upset because before I found this really great one-step program. All you had to do was just date emotionally unavailable men. That was it. And I know that none of you liked that joke, but none of you said I was wrong. It is goodness gracious. They say no pain, no gains. Am I right? But I found this new plan that's also one step. Very easy. You can tell that health is like a number one priority to me because I spend a lot of time finding specifically one-step programs. And I found this one and it's going well. All you have to do is just be quarantined with a 3-year-old. That's it. That's all I got to do. For anyone who has not spent a lot of time around 3-year-olds, it's kind of like having your own personal episodes of 1,000 Ways to Die, but also being the bad guy in the Home Alone movies. So what I'm saying is that I've been sprayed in the face with furniture polish the same amount of times that I've saved my brother's life. So it's getting really good cardio in because furniture polish is really slippery. So it's going really well. Back on track. I decided to get back on the online dating train. I don't know if anyone out there has tried online dating. If you haven't had the luxurious experience, like the absolute pleasure of online dating, I'll sum it up for you in an experience. A couple of months ago, I'm pretty sure that I got flashed And I felt more respected in that interaction than I ever have online. So it's an interesting experience. Please send help. But I'm doing dating. It's going well. One thing I like about online dating is that you're always putting your best foot forward. Like, you're always doing your picture perfect presentation because you pick the pictures. And I don't always look like that in real life. You know, sometimes I'm having a bad hair day. I look like I just killed my husband in a Tyler Perry movie. It's not fantastic. You know, I look like the Weeknd's cousin after a federal holiday, you know, the worst day. I also realized that if something were to happen and the news were to come, I would be the person that they randomly selected for an interview. So sometimes I'm not killing the game, but online dating is kind of cool because you can always put that best foot forward. I've been recently playing this game on Tinder that I made up, and it's called How Fast Can I Get This Guy to Unmatch Me? So far, I'm on the game. Serious. I got a match from this guy named Peter, and his message was, "I love chocolate." That's the only thing he said to me. And I knew what he meant, but I didn't want to have that conversation, you know, at 9:17 a.m. So I just responded and I was like, "Oh my goodness, me too. What's your name?" I love milk chocolate, but I'll eat dark chocolate if I'm trying to be healthy.
Uh-oh.
So he responded and he was like, "No, your chocolate." And again, I knew what he meant, but he spelled your, Y-O-U-R, which in that context is incorrect. So at this point, I had to decide, what hell am I going to die on? So I texted him back and I was like, "No, I'm Brittany." And then he unmatched me with Brittany Alexis, right? Also, side note, I just want to point out that I actually like it when guys have grammatical mistakes in their text messages. And the reason why is because if they're willing to fight to autocorrect that much, I bet they're willing to fight for a relationship, you know? So, but I got another guy. I won't lie. He was a formidable foe. This second guy, his name was Mr. $50. Mr. $50. Which, don't be jealous because he probably doesn't have it. But he proved to be pretty interesting. I went to his profile, and he only had two things on his profile. One was a very offensive celebrity conspiracy theory about a celebrity's death. And then the other thing was a very strong disbelief in our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. And so at this point, I was like, I'm definitely not messaging this guy back because I can get canceled all by myself. Thankfully, I didn't have to message him because he sent me a message first. And it said, "Hey, babe, want to have a razzle-dazzle night? Winky face." And I didn't respond. So a couple hours later, he sent me another message. And this time it said, "Hey, babe, want to have a razzle-dazzle night? Winky face." But this time in Spanish. And I didn't respond, but I was interested to see where it was going. Thankfully, a few hours later, he said, "Hey, babe, want to have a razzle-dazzle night? Winky face." But this time in French. And I just really liked that that's where he thought he lost me. He was like, if only she understood, she would be all over him. You know? And I was like, all right, you got me, Mr. $50. I went to unmatch his profile, but he had already unmatched me, so check mark 2 for Brittany Alexis. Killing me. Winning. And then I ran out of matches. So if you have any other comments for me, send them my way. Only had 2. But yeah, it's going well. I'm really happy about winning these games. But it's not like I'm not playing this game because I'm just like bored with dating. I just wasn't good at dating in the first place. Like last year around Halloween, I went out with my friends, and I don't normally dress up for Halloween, but I was dressed up this year as a version of myself that I want people to like. And so I'm out and I see this guy in the hottest Waluigi costume I'd ever seen in my life, right? And so, which admittedly is a low bar. And I'm like, I'm definitely going to talk to this guy. So I walk over and I'm just like, wah, wah, which didn't work. He got the reference. He just really didn't like it. And so wasn't killing the game anyway. But realizing I should probably take dating more seriously because I'm like one bad breakup or like another month of being single away from posting inspirational quotes on Facebook all day. And that's not fair to my Facebook friends. Like, I don't know how many times they can see I don't mind eating at the table by myself because I know what I bring to it. You know, so if any of you want to help your girl out or know anyone who might be into a digital get down or something, just let them know I like my men like I like my coffee, and that's a bitter and still in love with their ex. I'm Brittany Alexis, and you guys.
For Brittany Alexis, guys.
Yeah.
I know like 19 guys that fit the bill. All right. If you guys are ready for the next topic, make some noise. All right. Next coming to when the world is open, he tours all around it. He's coming to us all the way from Ohio. It's Chef Shawn.
All right. Hi, everybody. There we go. Yeah, I got my first PUA pin. I hear somebody today. So like short term, I'm pretty good, but I'm worried like long term. Like I would hate to have to go bankrupt again because I already have one bankruptcy behind me. Good news is 5 more and I get to be president. My bankruptcy was in 1998, the same year of President Clinton's impeachment, which is why I'll always be a Clinton fan. Bubba took the heat off me. I was like, I just filed for Chapter 11. Everyone's like, shh, the president's getting ready to testify. That's right. I declared bankruptcy in the 90s. Who knew you could go broke collecting Beanie Babies? I had $43,000 in credit card debt, and that was before you got points for every purchase. I had Visa a year's salary, and I didn't even get an Amazon gift card out of it. Put that in your vape pen and smoke it, millennials. Owing that much money is the worst. You can't even enjoy simple pleasures like finding a quarter on the ground. You're like, great, now I only need $171,000. I could to avoid bankruptcy. I even went into debt restructuring agency. They said, first we'll consolidate your debt, then we'll arrange a payment plan, and then you'll die of old age before paying it off. And before you can find a stronger punchline to that joke. So I wound up hiring a bankruptcy attorney, which was like the last big expense I put on my credit card. And fortunately, I picked a lawyer with a great sense of humor. The first thing he told me was that his fee was $600. Then he told me that I had to prove to the judge that I can't pay my bills. So I wrote him a check for the $600, said, try cashing that and you'll have all the proof you need. But then he made an even funnier joke, but never mind. That was the second time I've ever had to go to court for anything. The first time was for having a mullet so sexy it was against the law. Yeah, I was hoping that one wouldn't get a laugh.
Wow.
Thinking back, bankruptcy is such an embarrassing reason to go to court. I killed a man. What are you in for? For not understanding how compound interest works, bitch.
So stupid.
I was so embarrassed about going to court for bankruptcy that I just lied and told everyone I'd murdered a debt collector. Anytime someone at the court would ask me why I was there, I was like, because Daddy don't like getting phone calls at dinner time. My lawyer was like, why the hell is everyone high-fiving you? Fortunately, this story has a happy ending. I got my life together by becoming meth dealer. Now I'm swimming in Benjamin's, yo. I'm so street, aren't I?
Yeah.
Sesame Street is still a street, ain't it? So I'm just kidding. I did build my credit back up. 22 years later, my credit score is 800 if you add my scores from all 3 credit bureaus together.
Add all 3 of us.
All right, thank you. I don't want to take up too much time. There you go. Thanks.
Oh, that's it.
Chef Shawn, guys! Let them hear it.
Woo!
All right, I'm just looking for your next comedian, and it is. I know she's in here somewhere. There she is. All right, guys, coming to us all the way from Columbus, Ohio. Put your hands together for Sam Welch.
C-Bus.
Guys, I'm here all the way out from space. Just kidding, I'm in Columbus. So yeah, my name is Sam Welch, and so right around the time the pandemic started happening, my personal life went up in flames. So like I lost all responsibility at my job, and then the apocalypse happened, and then I had a really bad breakup, and then I lost my job, and then the apocalypse continued. So I would say I'm not handling this well. But you guys have any idea how validating that was? Like my life fell apart and then the entire world just crumbled. Like I feel really powerful. Like I hope I get my shit together soon so then maybe we can go back outside. And I've been trying to keep myself entertained, and so like a couple months ago, I've been alone, and I checked the mail, and I got one of those Trump coronavirus mailers, right? And well, Trump, as we know, he's kind of lame, and so I was bored. And posted a picture of me lighting it on fire, and I posted it on Instagram. This made a lot of people in my hometown really mad. I grew up in rural Montana, and I got a lot of messages and comments saying, well, are you going to burn the $1,200 stimulus check Trump gives you? And I'm like, no, obviously not, because it's coming in through direct deposit. And at that point, I might as well just spend the money. What am I supposed to do? Go to an ATM? Like, no, their ATMs are filthy and unsanitary. I have no other choice than to spend my Trump money on a puppy. So my parents are old, and they are also not handling this super well. And my mom calls me the other morning because I guess she's been taking a wellness class from Yale, God bless her. And she calls me sobbing. I guess the first question that this fucking Yale class asked her was, what is your life's greatest accomplishment? Hey, Yale, way to start with a softball. You just sent my mother, my 62-year-old mother, into her first existential crisis. So I did lose my job, which sucks. I love my job. I used to be a writer for Express, the clothing retailer. And I would work on like Facebook ads and app messaging, emails, whatever. Like, you know how when you check your emails in the morning, you get those emails from like Bath and Body Works, your subscription emails? Yeah, so that's what I did. So before I went to work every morning, I would wake up and I would check my email inbox. And I would delete every subscription email in my inbox. And then I would spend the next 8 hours of my life writing subscription emails. And the irony of this was not lost on me. My last day of work was on March 27th, and on March 28th, I got a targeted Facebook ad from Express, and I was the one who wrote it. And it said, need a pick-me-up? And I was like, yeah, guys, I do need a pick-me-up. Thanks, guys. I was on the phone with the suicide hotline a few weeks ago. And don't worry about me or anything. That's just where the unemployment hotline is redirecting to. But I mean, I was there, so I started giving this lady my life story, and I told her how my life was crumbling, and in response to this, I was going to move across the country. I said I was living in Ohio, and I was going to move to California. She pauses for a second and goes, "Yeah, I guess anywhere would be better than Ohio." Like, yeah, see, now you get why I want to kill myself. Did you guys hear that JCPenney filed for bankruptcy?
Woo.
Yeah, it was crazy. Like, my first thought was, holy shit, JCPenney hasn't already filed for bankruptcy? But you know, then maybe guys, maybe they shouldn't sell everything for a penny, because that's why they call it JCPenney, you know. Because you go in, you see something selling for 1 cent, and you go, Jesus Christ, a penny? And I love that joke, and I didn't expect any laughs, and that's like the funniest thing I've ever written in my life.
Boom, it's great.
Thank you so much. It is great. So I've also been using my time I've been working through a self-help book, right? Because why not? And this one that I got, it was gifted to me. It was on empathy, right? And the whole theme of the book is like not letting other people's experiences filter into yours, right? Great. So I'm reading through this book, and I get to this section that gives you an exercise. It's on like being able to receive help from people, right? And so generally, like, yeah, like good concept, like makes sense. One of the, like, when you know, like, ask somebody for help that you normally wouldn't ask for help with. Okay, cool. And I'm gonna pull up this book right now, and this is the first one. And just try to picture what you think this woman looks like. Ask a stranger to buy you coffee or a drink at the store, just because. See what happens. Another one. Ask someone for fare on public transportation, even if you have your own. And ask the restaurant where you are ordering something to make something off the menu just for you in a specific way you like it. Notice if you experience the inclination to not want to inconvenience anyone. So I Googled her, and she's obviously white. And you know, I was thinking about it, you guys, like, can you imagine if in the before times, you're standing in line at a Starbucks and some like 5'3" neckbeard guy with a fedora comes up to you and he's like, "Excuse me, miss, will you buy me a latte just because?" No, that doesn't happen to people. That happens to this pretty white woman, and I'm glad for her. Yeah, so trying to think if there's anything else I want to talk about. Not really. Mostly just bummed a lot of the times. Let me pull. I thought I had my timer right, but that's okay. Well, thank you guys for your time. I'm going to give it up for your next comic, and please give it up for your host, Dwayne Duke.
Yay!
It was Sam Welch, guys. That was amazing. I do just ask people for things and they give it to me because I'm lovely.
Well, good for you.
I'm a fucking delight, Sam. I'm basically a white woman without all the perks. I've known your next comic since my very first open mic in Ohio. He's a really good friend of mine. I actually have a poster on my wall that I will show you all later from the first show I ever did with him, or the first show I ever produced with him. It was a Valentine's Day show, and it went the worst. Ladies and gentlemen, Shawn Boyd!
Oh, shit.
My guy.
Oh, man. Thank you, Dwayne Duke. I appreciate you, man. I would say how everybody doing, but everybody on mute right now, so it's all right.
Hey.
What up, Steve?
What up, fool?
I figured I'd try this out, man, because like I was against doing this virtual shit, and then Dwayne was like, "Hey, at least check out a show," and I was like, "All right, I'll check out a show." And then when I was checking out the show, I wanted to go on. I was like, I started to message him and be like, "Hey, give me 5 minutes real quick, because I'm just itching for this damn therapy. This is therapy for me. I don't know about y'all, but like I got a lot of shit on my mind, and this shit is for me to fuck up. Because like everybody quarantined, but I'm not quarantined because I'm considered essential, which is bullshit. Because where I work at, I see the most fucking people ever, right? Like, I deliver packages, right? And if I wore all brown, I would blend in. So that tells you who I work for. I don't work for the all brown motherfuckers. I work for others.
All brown motherfucker.
No, ups is UPS. That's the brown people. I work for the other people. The one with the arrow. But like it's crazy because like they gave our boss, right, care about us more than the company does, right? Because nobody had face masks at all. They wasn't taking anybody's temperature. They didn't give a fuck about nobody. But as soon as Governor Dwayne opened the fucking state back up, they want everybody to wear masks, right? Which is stupid as fuck. So I'm walking to the security guard. And I got a mask on right here. I had this mask on, right?
No.
So I walk up just like this. And the bitch asked me, did I have a mask? Asked me, did I have a mask? And like, okay, that blind joke, oh, they're blind, they're dumb, that's bullshit. If you see somebody with a mask on, why the fuck are you gonna ask, do they have a mask? Do you have a mask? That's what she asked me. I'm like, I just looked at her dumb as fuck, like, Bitch, I'm not that damn black. I know the mask don't blend in with my face and my eyes, so I know you can see I got a fucking mask on. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That don't make no motherfucking sense. Like, that's stupid as fuck. So I work for FedEx. That's what I work for. If y'all ain't figured that shit out by now. So delivering packages, it's cool because like all I do is listen to music all day and deliver packages, right? But the stupid shit they ask you as a fucking customer gotta be the dumbest shit ever, right? Anybody shop online, you can raise your hand. I know I can't hear most of y'all. You can raise your hand. Yeah, y'all shop online. Fuck you. All right? Fuck you.
All the time.
It is literally Christmas time with warm weather right now.
We
That's
keep
what
you
normal. Like literally, my boss has been taking off stops, and I'm still averaging 150 fucking stops. And he's been taking off stops on me every day. So if he didn't take off stops, I'd probably be doing 200 stops a day. That's 200 fucking houses or businesses that I would go to, right? But then they always ask me the dumbest shit like, hey, what'd you bring me? Like, how the fuck am I supposed to know what you ordered? Like, that's stupid as fuck. Oh, because I'm black, I'm supposed to open your package and see what it is and wrap it back up and tape it back up and then give it to you. So when you ask me, what did you bring me? I'm supposed to say, hey, I brought you an Xbox 360. Ha ha. Because, like, if I open your shit and I like it, you're not going to get your shit. That's what happens. Like, Christmas time, I stole so many motherfucking TVs and gave it to my church. Literally.
It is stupid.
I gave it to my church. Because, like, what do you need a 50-inch TV for that you ordering that you don't need a signature for? And then if you say fragile, I'm going to accidentally drop it 3 or 4 times on my truck and then deliver it to you and hope they package the shit up real good. That's what I'm going to do. During this quarantine time, I figured out one thing. Let me look at the names real quick. Hold on, I gotta see who all on here and shit. I figured out one thing during quarantine. I really don't like my wife as much as I thought I liked my wife. Oh well.
He said I had to see who on here. He's stupid.
Oh shit. But I'm getting old, man. I'm getting old. Like I know y'all probably can't see y'all because you know black don't crack. That's what it is. And but I'm getting old. The reason I know I'm getting old, I can't do shit like I used to, right? Like I tell y'all this. Like I said, this therapy for me. I can't fuck like I used to and shit. I remember back in the day, I used to be able to go an hour, 45 minutes straight. Like hardcore, take a break, smoke a mild, smoke a blunt, go back in there. Now, man, I'm telling you, it's lucky if my wife get 5 minutes out of me, 5 good minutes. I'll be like, you gotta start by yourself and then tag me in, and then we'll be all right. Because I gotta go to fucking work in the morning and shit. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go to work. Like, I don't need all this bullshit. I eat your pussy real fast, make you come, stick my dick in, make you come again, and I'm going to fucking sleep. I don't give a fuck. Like, that's some bullshit. I understand why women all need all this damn foreplay and shit. I'm 41 years old. I'm too old.
Whoa,
I did that foreplay shit when I was like 19, 20, 25 and shit. Like, that shit's done and over with, man. I noticed another thing, like I can't drink like I used to either. Cause like I really have a bladder of a pregnant woman. Like seriously. Like ladies know what I'm talking about. If you ever remember pregnant, I have a bladder of a pregnant lady. Seriously. Cause like I went to the bathroom 4 times before I came upstairs in my own fucking house to do this damn show, so I wouldn't piss on myself. Like, if I go to sleep, right, without going to the bathroom, it's going to be a problem. Like, one night, we was sitting here, we be laying in the bed and shit, right? And I'm having a dream, right? And it's like a stream and rain in the background and shit. And next thing you know, I feel something warm on my motherfucking leg and shit. I'm like, oh, damn. Oh, damn. Really, just so I get up, right? And my drawers is wet, right? So I try to play it off. I go downstairs, change my drawers, bring a towel up, put it down and shit. So I lay back on the towel and shit. And my wife was like, did you just piss in the bed? And I'm like, no, I ain't pissing in the bed. I tried to wake you up with that R. Kelly freaky deep type shit. I'm trying to pee on you. And she like, you a lying motherfucker. I was like, don't tell nobody about that shit, man. Getting old, man. Like my son just turned 22 in December, and then my crazy ass just had a baby girl. My baby girl just turned 10 months on the 9th, right? And it's crazy as shit, because I thought I was done. I used to always talk shit like I was in NCAA tournament, one and done. But God loved comedy, because God was like, no, you ain't done. And it's cool, though, because, like, what happened was, like, my dad died, right, 3 years ago, and my brother, he older than me. He's 46. And I was talking shit. I'm like, oh, you about to have another kid? You old as hell, man. You old as hell. You shouldn't be having another kid. And it was a boy. And then my mom passed, and my wife now told me that she was pregnant. I'm like, oh, it's a girl. And so I got a little baby girl. And, like, my thing is like, the difference between raising my son and watching my little girl grow up right now, I'm gonna fucking go to jail, because the first motherfucker that make her cry, I'm killing his ass. I don't give a fuck. All right, Dwayne gave me the light, so I gotta get out of here. I'll give y'all one more before I go. So I hate politically correctness. I hate PC bullshit. I fucking hate it. The reason why I hate PC bullshit, because I grew up in the motherfucking 80s. And we was allowed to say whatever we want, and people didn't get butt hurt. People's assholes didn't pucker up real tight when you said something off the hook, right? We used to be able to talk about each other's mamas, right? Play the dozens.
Right.
And then if you got mad, you might slap box, play some G.I. Joe, smoke a blunt afterwards, but you were still cool. You were still friends, right? But now, there's certain words and certain things you can't say without people getting hurt, getting mad at you, right? And I'm like, that's bullshit. Because my one friend, good friend of mine, his name is Mike. He happened to be a white dude, and I love him to death. I'm only saying he's white because he's a white dude, but I love him to death. He said some stupid shit, right? And I'm like, hey, quit acting like a fucking retard. He's like, oh my God, you can't say that. You can't say that. And I'm like, dude, I'm not talking about short bus, helmet wearing, licking a window kind of retard. I'm talking about an asshole kind of retard. He's like, oh, okay. Then he said something else to it. I'm like, hey, quit acting like a fucking faggot. He's like, oh my God, you can't say that. That's the new N-word. I was like, nigga, please. I ain't talking about Brokeback Mountain digging the booty Dwayne Duke kind of faggot. I'm talking about an asshole. And he's like, oh, okay. You know I love you, Dwayne. Then I said something stupid. And he was quick to jump on it. He was like, hey, quit acting like such a nigger. I was like, whoa, bitch. He was like, dude, bro. I'm not talking about 12 years of slave picking cotton type of nigger. I'm talking about an asshole type of nigger. And I was like, touche, bitch. Touche.
Hell no.
I still beat his ass because he called me the N-word. What was I supposed to do? Hey, yo, that's my time. Shawn Boyd,
You got to.
Y'all be blessed.
Hey.
Dwayne Duke, I appreciate you for this time, man. I had to get some shit off my chest, sir.
Hell yeah.
How invest in therapy is 2020. All right.
Good shit.
Where were we? All right, guys, your next comment coming your way from Tennessee. It's David Henry Lepzig.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. I live in Denver, Colorado, but I'm actually coming to you live from my brother's pressure washing company here in Laverne, Tennessee. Behind me, those were his sales projections for the year, but between us, not going to happen. I have him right here. And I also have my other brother Andrew here, and my brother Luke on the phone. This is the largest live audience I've performed for in months. My grandma just had a heart attack in the corner from the last set, which is fun. So, COVID reminds me a lot of my ex, because my mom won't stop talking about it, and it's now responsible for quite a few infections. COVID has brought the stand-up industry to a screeching halt, but I once had to quit doing porn when I got HPV, so this isn't the first time a virus has affected me from pursuing my dreams. I'm actually famous, which is great. Almost nobody knows that about me. Strange. Now you all know, so I just became a little more famous. Feel free to follow me on all social medias at David the Comic. Check out my website, David Performs Mediocre Comedy for Small Crowds in DenverColorado.com.
Oh my gosh.
I do own that domain. I have yet to purchase the domain. David Performs Pretty Dang Good Comedy for 20 or 21 people once a week on a Zoom show.com. I'll get into next. I'm actually a huge fan of wearing masks out in public, because now I can finally go to the grocery store without getting recognized by everybody and having to take 50 photos. Such a jokes is what we're doing. Even with social distancing and widespread economic ruin, people are still trying to sell you shit you don't need, trying to trick you into paying for things that have nothing to do with you, and the internet technology makes it even harder to get away from. I got Facebook notification guilt tripped into helping a grown woman buy a brand new $1,000 tricycle last week. That's true. My brother Stephen and I were walking into a grocery store last night, and this teenager blocking the entrance said, "Would you like to buy some chocolate bars to support my basketball team?" Steven responded with an old-fashioned, "I don't have cash." Rookie move. This kid's got Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, wire transfer, 2 square readers in the palm of his fucking hand. Okay, you got to think fast. You got to innovate. So I hit him with this smooth, "I don't believe in basketball." It worked. I'm having a great time.
Love the beard.
We'll get there. Okay. I'm 24 now. I'm an adult. I feel like, my parents no longer pay my bills. I pay my bills with money I get from the government. I feel older. I feel more mature, but people still treat me like I'm quite young. For example, I don't like being referred to as a boy. I don't like being referred to as a man either. A boy has not a care in the world. A man has a mortgage and his own Netflix password. I have a lip tattoo in a minivan. And my lip tattoo is of my minivan.
Oh, shit.
It's in Wingdings, okay? Someone heckled and they asked, and I know most of you are probably wondering what's going on with my delightful facial hair. I started shooting just the right side of my face as soon as I heard about Corona to help ensure proper social distancing. And it has been 10 weeks now and my family will hardly look at me. But I have a girlfriend who knows I'm bisexual, so this isn't my only half beard. Boom, there it is. We'll accept an applause break. Is it worth looking like this 24/7 just to be able to do that joke twice a week on Zoom shows? I think so. And I got this eyebrow piercing right before quarantine, and I'm into much older men. So I think it's funny that now I always have 2 gray balls on my forehead. True bisexuality, appearance puns back to back. Show me another comedian who could give you that, and I will suck his dick. Are we having a good time? Are we having a good time? I have two parents, and they hate each other. They've been divorced for a long time. They're very different people. They respond very differently to everything I do. So this is a perfect example. My dad recently saw a video of me doing stand-up for his first time. And his response was reportedly, I always knew he was one of them half fags. Yikes. My mom's response was more wholesome. My mom learned of my sexuality while I was on stage performing. She was sitting front row, and she heckled me with, "That's nice, honey. Now you're halfway out of the closet." Has it really been 7.5 already? Holy fuck! All right, you know what? I'm good with that. I had the time of my life. I'm sure that you did as well. Do follow me on the social medias at David the Comic. Depending on the content on your page, I may follow you back. And give it up for Dwayne Duke. How about that?
Nice.
Oh, that guy. I think the lean in at the end of that was my favorite part. What just happened, guys? All right, I'm having a good time. We're all hanging out in my bedroom, you know, just like high school. We're talking about random shit. People are coming from the closet left and right. I'm so excited for all of you. I think it's time to tell you guys. I'm from Ohio, but I identify as a Floridian, which means that I have been drunk for 42 days. Hello. All right, guys, your next comic is coming to us all the way from Chicago. Put your hands together for Miriam Sobh.
Thank you. Thank you, Dwayne, for putting this together. So I just want to start by saying thank you to my husband for giving me permission to be here right now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know what it is about him, but people always want to know what he thinks about the things that I do in my life. BC, before Corona, I was talking to a coworker, and I was telling her, like, I'm thinking to get some new furniture, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, Miriam, are you sure? Is your husband okay with that? Did you run it by him? Did you get his permission?" What? I turned to her and I was just like, "Did you ask your husband for permission before you cheated on him? Like, come on, this furniture." Yeah. So, something that I noticed about white people now during quarantine is that they're super friendly. They're really like, I'll go out for like a social distance walk, and I'll see a neighbor across the street, and they're like, "Hi, hello," and I'm like, "Oh, hi, Betty Sue. You're not scared of me anymore?"
Right.
We all look alike now, don't we? I love that face veil on you. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. So what else can I tell you guys about quarantine? I'm at my parents', just like a lot of you guys. I normally live in Chicago, but now I'm in the boonies. It's about 2.5 hours south of Chicago. It's very like cornfields and just emptiness. And one day I went on a walk with my dad, and this white lady came out of her house. She was like, "Hello, humans, Homo sapiens." Wow, is this what it's come to? You're so desperate, you're referring to us by a scientific term. Okay, that's what's happening here. So anywho, I don't know how long any of you guys have been together, if you're in long-term relationships. I've been married for 14 years, and I'm only 28.
Damn.
I prefer the term teen bride. It's more politically correct. But if you believe that, I'm super flattered you think I'm that young. That's awesome. So yeah. We recently found out that my husband might be deported. And a lot of the white people in my life, like, I'm half white, so just calm down. I can make fun of white people. So the white people in my life, they were like, "Oh my gosh, Miriam, if your husband's going to be deported, do we need to like get a petition going, have a protest? Like, what do you want us to do?" And I was just like, calm down, guys. It's handled. Easiest divorce ever.
That's funny.
The only baggage involved are the bags he's going to have to take to the airport. You know, bye, honey. See you never. Yeah. So I had a boss who was really into my scarf, the hijab, as it's known by some people. And every time he would talk, he would bring it up and he would talk slow motion and be like, all covered up. And I'm like, dude, I'm not wearing a sleeping bag. This is like from Target, okay? So when I was gonna have my first daughter, he was like, Miriam, when your daughter's born, is she gonna be all covered up? I was like, no, babies aren't born with a scarf on their head, okay? We wait till they're 6 months old before we oppress them. We're not that crazy. One day I was talking to him in his office and he pulled a hair off of his shirt. He's like, oh man, I hate when this happens. And I was just like, yeah, I know, static electricity, right? I hate when it happens. He's like, wait, but how does it happen to you? You're all covered up. You tell me, Jim, because you're bald. At least I got something under here. But yeah, so that was Jim. Yeah, I wonder what he's up to these days. But I had a coworker, John, who was really into the scarf. And like, I think he had like a thing going for like being covered up. And he would always be like, Miriam, can I see your hair? Like, can I just see a picture of your hair? I'm willing to pay $100, $200. How much is it going to take? Wow. And I was like, whoa, is this what it feels like to be propositioned? Okay, so I photoshopped my face onto Ariana Grande's body and I emailed it to him. And it was the fastest cash I ever made.
How much?
$100. And you know what? The great thing is that he left me alone after that. But unfortunately, I found out he was harassing other covered women in the city. He thinks apparently that we're all celebrity lookalikes underneath, which we are, but you'll never know because we're all covered up. It made me think though, like when John is at church and a nun walks by, is he like, hey sister, how much for a peek underneath? An equal opportunity offender, that guy. I have a PSA that I like to call how to tell if you're racist. When you keep asking me how my husband Mohammed is doing, and you've known me for over a decade, his name is Abdullah. Totally different name. Totally different name there. When I'm at my kids' school, they'll often be like, Mrs. Mohammed. I'm like, what the heck? And little kids will come up to me, are you Mohammed's mom? I'm like, I'm not the mother of all Muslim children here, please. I only had 2. It's called birth control. But speaking of which, something that I noticed recently, I got an email for the woman who works with Bath and Body Works or had previously worked with them. I got an email from Victoria's Secret, which I think is also from the same company. I don't know if she wrote this email, but it was like, we now sell face masks. For $10, you can get a Victoria's Secret face mask. And I was like, okay, who's going to pay money for that? Like, just take this, do this, get any kind of fabric around your house. Like, you do not need to pay $10 to have an underwear logo on your face.
That's what they're doing.
But in fine print on that email, it said, these masks are non-returnable. Wait a second, but the underwear is. Okay, I used to work at Victoria's Secret, and I'm like, every now and then someone would try to make a return, and you're like, they took it for a ride before they tried to return it. So I guess the moral of the story is wear underwear on your face because then you can return it when you're done. Yeah. But anyway. President Trump was freaking out last week when Dr. Fauci testified before Congress, and guys, I'm not going to lie, it made me really nervous and scared because he's kind of edging that guy out. And that's where I get all my facts from. Like, I need this doctor to be alive, to be around, so I know what's happening. But then I tried to calm myself down. I was like, okay, Miriam, like, it's okay. There are other people who live in dictatorships and they're doing fine, right? So it's like, okay, let me find out. Like, hello, North Korea, Saudi Arabia, Egypt. Like, how do you survive under a dictator? Oh, live in fear and hope for the best. Okay, I got it. I guess that's what we're gonna do. Oh man. All right. So I'll leave you with this one last one. A lot of people want to know where I'm from. And in the past, people would come up and be like, where are you from? Where are you really from? No, where are you really originally from? Now the new trend is they'll just come up to you and tell you to your face where you're from. Like, you're Egyptian. I can tell the way you wrap that scarf is Egyptian. Like, no, I'm not Egyptian. Not at all. Malaysian, your nose shaped like a Malaysian nose. No, I'm not Malaysian.
That's messed up.
You're Indian. Your eyebrows are perfect. You must be Indian. I'm like, no, thanks for the compliment. I'm not Indian. I'm actually just American. Like, half of my family traces their heritage to the Mayflower. I told that to a friend in college and she freaked out. She's like, Miriam, don't ever tell anyone that. don't you know the Pilgrims killed the Native Americans? Oh. Well, does that make me super duper American though? Colonizing and killing?
Oh.
Thank you so much. I'm Miriam Sobh. Thank you so much.
What's up, guys? All right, your next topic's coming all the way from Cleveland, Ohio. He's fucking lost. God damn it. I truly hate this.
Best laugh ever.
Guys, it's David Horney!
Thank you, Dwayne. Man, it's been a crazy few months for sure. How's everyone's quarantine going? I've had better. Of all the quarantines I've had, this is not the best one. That's for sure, because I got sick. Yeah, I got sick. I got really sick. I can tell you the highest that I've ever been. Or I can't tell you the highest I've ever been, but I can tell you the highest temperature I've ever been. And that is 104.5 degrees. That is an FM radio station. That should not be a human body temperature. That is way too hot. That is 104.5, the fever. Not. That is too high. Like, I haven't been sick in 6 years because I drink lemon ginger water. I'm that kind of dick. I was like, I drink that alkaline water. I'm like, oh, you shouldn't drink Dasani. They put salt in that. So I guess it serves me right that I got sick. But because I haven't gotten sick in so long, when I took my temperature and I saw that, I was like, all right, that's a typo. Like, I didn't put this up my butt for nothing. But yeah, I was like, oh, take this off, I'll be fine. And my girlfriend, she didn't think I would be fine. She was like, you need to go to the hospital. She was adamant that I go to the hospital, and I was adamant that I don't go to the hospital. So I walk into the hospital, and they take my temperature. Like, that's the first thing they do. And I realized that I am not a radio station. I am a 32-year-old man that is 6 degrees too hot. So they admit me. And the first thing they do is they ask for a urine sample, which normally it's fine. Whatever, I'm up for anything on the first date. I had just peed before I left my house. And it wasn't one of those pees where, you decide to stop halfway through just in case you get bored later, or, in case somebody demands you supply one. So I'm like nervous. I don't know what to do. I'm not gonna be able to supply this. I'm not like an on-demand service for bodily fluids. I'm not like the Netflix fluids, or Netflix in this case. That's not me. I guess that would work better for a Siemens. Anyway, also, who says it's never okay to use the word ejaculate, even when you're talking about ejaculating? Just throwing that out there. Just a thought I had today. So anyway, so I'm at 104.5 degrees, so I'm not thinking clearly. My body is like trying to survive. So the first thing that I think, because I'm not going to be able to give these people the pee that they want, is I'm going to have to steal somebody's.
Uh-oh.
Right? That's the first thing that comes to my mind. So the nurse leaves my hospital room, and I'm like, all right, I got to crawl through the air ducts, find the room where they keep everybody's pee, rappel down using my IV, take someone else's, climb back into the air duct, get back to my room before anybody even notices. And that's when I stopped myself. Like, that's a shitty spy move. That's Mission Impossible. Nobody wants to see that. And also, I'm not getting a drug test. That's not going to help me at all. Stop thinking crazy, David. What you should have done is brought some from home. But then, like, what kind of lunatic shows up somewhere with a urine sample without being asked to bring a urine sample? Like, look what I brought. Like, why did you bring that? This is the dentist. That's not normal. So I gave them a urine sample. I eventually went. But here's how I felt. have you ever been at a table full of people and you're trying to impress them, so you order appetizers because you think they're going to be enough for the table, but when the appetizers say like it's not enough for the table and you're totally embarrassed, everybody only gets one bite? That's how I felt. But they didn't order another one, so I think I got enough for everyone to split, I guess, in this case. So then my doctor comes into my room. Let me rephrase. My knight in shining armor swoops in to rescue little old me, the damsel in distress. Like, this guy just walked in with such confidence. And he looked me in the eye and he was like, "I'll be your doctor." And I was like, "I'll be your boyfriend." I like girls, but you know, this guy had me questioning things. Mostly because he wanted to know more about me, you know, like, how long have I felt this way? And, you know, like, how am I feeling? And am I short of breath? Now I am. Yeah, and I'm looking down at my hospital gown, like, if I would have known he was going to be here, I would have worn something nicer. I was smitten. He licked me, you know. He did things that my girlfriend doesn't do. You know, he felt my glands, and he listened to my heart. That's romance right there. If we were playing a game of MFK, I wouldn't M him, but I definitely would M him. You know, I would do that for a Z-Pack.
He said I'd do it for a Z-Pack.
Yeah. He'd be more of a friend with benefits in this case. Medical benefits.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one.
He swoops in and he's got my test results. Like, pulls a clipboard and a stool from, like, those things weren't even in the room. He was that was. And he says, "We're going to give you your results." And he told me that my vitals look great. I'm like, damn right they do. I drink lemon ginger water.
water.
Yeah, man. And then he goes, "You know, your vitals look so good, though. The bad news is we can't test you for COVID." I was like, "It's okay. I'm just going to tell people I have it." and if you think you have it, your symptoms show that you have it. Like, "Oh, don't worry, I've already started telling people that I have it." But tell me about my vitals again. Made me feel good. It was crazy though. 104.5 degree fever. They hooked me up to an IV. It was like a reverse voodoo doll. They stuck a needle in me and then I started feeling better. It was crazy. I could literally feel my temperature dropping a degree at a time. It was unbelievable. And then Black Panther was on in the room, so I'm like, I'm feeling invincible, man. My vitals are strong. Like, I can take on Thanos. I can take on COVID. I can pee again if you want. I'm ready. Like, let's go. But yeah, man. So I do have strong vitals. I think I'm gonna start conversations out with that, or at least I'm gonna put it on my resume. You know, I'm just gonna be like, all right, qualification. I got strong vitals. Patients, my doctor. He can tell you more about my vitals. So I'm feeling better. I have been doing a lot of thinking about, you know, myself and everything that's going on in the world, and I am over the two-party system. I'm over the system we live in, and I am over the 26-letter system, because there are way more sounds out there than there are letters. Like, why is Z the letter for sleep? Like, why does that represent sleep? It's like, we gave up at 26, and then like that's the only explanation, because nobody falls asleep like that's not it. I don't know. That's the only explanation though, because sleep doesn't sleep. Like, I would get that. Sleep starts with an S, and an S is just a Z that cut corners. All right. That's it. You guys.
Good morning, guys. You can let him hear it. It's okay. He's got good vitals. All right, your next comment comes to you all the way from St. Louis, Missouri. It's currently not on fire. Put your hands together for Sam Lyons.
Woo!
Hold on, damn it.
Hi, I'm Sinclair Fremont with Mike Parson from Missouri. Fuck. Sorry. I'm Sinclair Fremont with Mighty Missourians for Mike Parson. Fuck. Sorry. Hi, I'm Mousy Sinclair Fremont with monosyllabic Missourians for Mike Parson for a mundane Missouri. Yes, this year, millions of Missourians will head to the ballots. Shawn leader for our government. They're looking for someone who'll be tough on crime, on taxes, tread on the rights of queers, and give police a 20% salary increase to beat black people senseless. If you're looking for the same kind of leader in your governor, then come on down and join Dirty Mike Parson at Diamond Cabaret in Sauget, Illinois for look, ladies' nights. That's right. Every Thursday from 10 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's Mike Parsons. Look, ladies' night. Where our dancers get paid 70 cents on the dollar. This message paid for by Sinclair Fremont with monosyllabic Missourians for Mike Parson for Monday. Fucking crushed it. All right, that was fun. Yeah, don't vote for Mike Parson, though, if you live in Missouri. That's all I have to say about that. I got to get out of this. Back to tell you. There, all my friends are. All right. You've been so high. You get halfway through Days Confused, only to realize it's actually season 2 of Golden Girls. That's pretty fucking high. And don't get me wrong, I fuck with Golden Girls so hard. But when I ordered this 30-piece wing, this eighth of weed, I was expecting to spend my evening with Joey Lauren Adams, not Betty White. It's a very different Tuesday night. Not what I was prepared for.
Betty White the shit though.
I will shit after the show is over, probably. All right, cool. Serious question for everybody. If we found Waldo at this point, what are we gonna do with him? Like, does anybody have a plan? Or are we just kind of dogs chasing a car? Like, he knows we're looking for him by now, so we better have a good reason for disturbing. Until we have a plan, we should redirect some of our energy. Hear me out. Spend a little less time looking for Waldo, a little more time looking for Jesus.
Amen.
Maybe the world. I don't know. I'm not a theologist. I'm just saying, has anybody tried it, you know? Let your light shine for the Lord on occasion. Maybe he will shine a light on Waldo. Boom. We found the motherfucker, all right? Giving you $1 million worth of game here. Zoom meeting 427-89. Sinclair Fremont. No. Where's Waldo? Where's the Holy Spirit, bitch? Have we even thought about it? We just want to find Waldo. Want him to answer all our questions. It doesn't work that way. I'm very angry with Waldo, just in life in general. I'm kind of crumbling under quarantine, as is probably obvious. But it's giving me a good break from some friends I've had disagreements with. I got into it with a friend. It was really over something so stupid. I'm so embarrassed by it. He pranked me, and he got me really good. He walked up to me. He said, "Hey, man, you're looking pretty hungry. I'll give you a snack. Can I interest you in a Hertz donut?" And don't get ahead of me. I said, "Actually, I'm starving. I'm so famished. That's fantastic. I would love a Hertz donut." He punched me in the arm and said, "Hertz donut." I was so embarrassed. And I had to get back at him. So the next time I saw him, I said, "Hey, man, you look exhausted. You've been walking all over town. Could I interest you in a Hertz car rental?" And he said, "Oh, man, you don't even know. My feet are killing me. My dogs are howling. I would absolutely love a Hertz car rental."
Yeah, Hertz car rental.
Then I ran him over with a 2014 Subaru. Hertz car rental.
You say ran him over.
Then I charged him $100 because the car smelled like cigarette smoke. And he said, "Why are you charging me? You're the one who rented this car and ran me over." I pulled out the contract that I forged his signature on. This, Sinclair, Hertz, car rental. Then I hired O.J. Simpson as my company spokesperson.
There you go.
Stock goes dwindling down the drain to suffer the rise of enterprise. I don't know that Nicole was my fault, but we can't say for sure. Car rental?
That's a good one.
Yep.
Random, but a good one.
The real issue with Waldo, like the real problem, that he's always the least interesting happening on that page. Like, you're gonna give me a 40-page cartoon book full of women in bikinis on the beach and dogs unicycling backwards, and you want me to find the nerd in the red and white stripe? Nice sweater, Waldo. Where'd you get it, Waldo? Your mom did it for you. She named you Waldo. Fucking virgin. Am I right? Fuck that guy. That's getting his ass kicked, all right? That's who's looking for him now. Same bullies from 10th grade, because it's 95 degrees on Daytona Beach, and he's wearing a goddamn wool cap. Are you kidding me, Waldo? Fuck. Party.
Oh shit! Oh my, that was funny as fuck. Oh my god! Yes. Come on, keep it coming, Sam.
I partied too hard the other night. I'm not proud of this, but I'll be honest with you. I fucked around and caught a case of coke dick. Everybody familiar?
Another victim.
How long could you keep your dick in the coke bottle? Because
don't do it.
It was like 20 minutes, and it was my first time. Maybe I'll get better. I don't know. It wasn't even comfortable like at first. Like they tell you it's going to be. Everybody's like, "Oh, try out this coke dick," and you're like, "Okay," and then you put your dick in the bottle. It's like, what the fuck is going on? Okay, I bet if fucking Waldo was up here with his dick in a coke bottle, you'd all be falling over yourselves to put the applause reactions back on your fucking Zoom screens. God.
That's funny.
I made some resolutions for 2020. They're serious ones. I wanted to make, like intentional resolutions that we're gonna be worth something. Just hear me. Can I be? So there's three of them really. I want words to match my actions. I want to write and act with intention. And I want to stop buying weed. No. I want to stop buying all the Fast and Furious movies. All of them. I'll tell you legit a secret about Fast and Furious. They're all about drag racing, okay? It's not like Tokyo Drift is about trade regulations in Japan. It's still just fucking drag racing. My dealer owned all 9 of them on Blu-ray. Why do you need the 2.9 Dolby fucking, I don't know how Blu-ray works, Zoom, but I know I don't need 18 hours of Vin Diesel grunting into a camera on Blu-ray. If I got commentary for some reason, that's the worst of all of it. Like, what is director's commentary for Tokyo Drift? I'm going to give you an excerpt from director's commentary. Tokyo Drift, so you don't have to spend $39.95 on it and lose a quality customer like Derek did. Here we go. Director's commentary, Furious Tokyo Drift. For this next scene, we told him to go fast, which we had done a time or few before, and we told him to be furious, which had worked in the past. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. But then this time, we this time, I said, look at me. This time, we want you to do it in Tokyo, all right? He was not sure. He's like, I don't know. I said, you signed the contract, goddammit. So we said lights, camera, action, and he was fast. He was furious. I was goddamn, he was in Tokyo the entire time. Looked him dead in the eyes and Paul Walker, you're going to be a star. You're all shaking your heads, thinking to yourself, Paul Walker wasn't even in Tokyo Drift. All that tells me is you're the kind of asshole that watched Tokyo Drift. I'm not going to buy your weed anyway. Take me off the stage. How about that, guys?
Damn Lyons, guys! My internet decided it's going to be unstable, so I'm not going to turn my video back on for this last comment. But guys, put your hands together. Coming from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it's Aaron Klieber!
Boom! Guys, yes, I have a microphone. I don't care. This is what I'm doing. I have a microphone. Deal with it. I'm turning this up. I want to hear you. This is not for you. This is not to trick you. I'm not trying to trick you like you're at a comedy club, but you're enjoying live comedy, because this is for me. Okay, this is so I look. This is the real microphone. Look at this. It's all an illusion. Get it together. I'm gonna record myself because I'll do 38 minutes. Okay. Because we don't know what time it is. What is it, March 30th? I have no idea. This is Shawn, this is my therapy too. Get it. The whole time, you didn't see my video. I was laughing in my heart. I got to get my kids to bed. You don't understand what's happening here, okay? I don't know why, but this makes me feel good. And by the way, Jesus Christ, a penny, hilarious. Get it together. Sam, everybody. Hilarious. Look, I know all kinds of comics are like, you shouldn't do Corona jokes when what jokes are you doing? I don't know what else to, you know what I mean? I don't know what else to talk about. You don't want to hear about how sometimes I want to smother my kids in their sleep. I don't want to say that. You know what I mean? Don't judge me. Get your hands off your face, okay?
No, I'm there. I got a kid myself.
You know what I know, okay, so I've been drinking a lot because comedians, we drink for free. It's expensive to drink for money. You know that, okay?
You ain't lying.
Look, just saying, just be nice to your people and your supporters that watch you, because I get a 12-pack of White Claw on my porch every week and I don't know how, okay?
Nice.
Listen, my beer store, they don't even carry Corona anymore. They don't, like my beer spot, Corona took a hit hard, right? Like, here's the thing, like, and people still, like, people aren't scared of it, right? Like, there's people walking around, they don't care. That's because Corona, did you pick that? Who picked that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, maybe it's science. Someone's answering right now. Well, actually, it was I don't give a shit. It's stupid. It's something else, okay? You don't have to name it Corona. Like, now, name it another terrible, name it Rumpelmans. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants, you know what I mean? You tell everybody you're going to catch the Rumpelmans. No, everybody's inside looking out the blinds. Nobody wants Rumpelmans, okay? You don't even know what that is. What will you turn into? I don't know. It was like a small gypsy. I have no idea. I don't know if that's wrong. Someone wrote a blog about me right now. I don't know. Call it Bartles and James. It's just two old men. They're creepy old Muppet men trying to Bartles and James. Call it Coors Light. Then the right people will go out and get it, and then we'll see Darwin in full action, baby. Oh, there's 3 Coors Light. Oh, okay. Bye. You know what? Everybody complaining that they have to like stay in and they have to make all these sacrifices. They have to make sacrifices. Like, our grandparents, like during World War II, like our grandmas had to take their goddamn buttons off of their shirts and give them to make tanks, okay? They had to give away buttons. They rationed sugar. You were allowed to have like a pound of sugar a month during World War II, okay? They let women play baseball. Shit was real, okay? It was serious, right? You're complaining because you sit at home and eat ramen and watch Tiger King. We're living the dream, okay? You know what? I have 3 kids. I got 3 kids. I don't know if anybody has kids out there. Crowd work, whatever. I have 3 kids, and like people are saying like there's gonna be lots of quarantine babies. Like people are, you know, and I'm, you know, we're comedians. We're on the road a lot. I don't get to see my wife a lot. Now, every night is like I'm home. You know what I mean? Like I'm home. Like I don't want to have quarantine babies. I don't want. My wife and we're quarantining right now. Okay, we're like I stay 6 feet from her. I want a mask on her. I want to see her beauty. Nothing. I want her to wear a bathrobe and a mask. I don't want to 6 feet. I'm not going to touch her. I don't even know. Don't touch your mouth. Don't look at my mouth. Don't kiss my mouth. I don't want to see her. Okay. But we do have to shop for the kids. We got to go shopping. Okay. By the way, like this is a crazy time because right now, I just realized this. I feel like I'm the only comedian who has an Amazon comedy special and also an EBT debit card. Like it's me and Cat Williams. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like that's where I'm at in my life. Okay. This is it. My wife and I, we go shopping. We mask up. The first time you go shopping masked up, I know it's weird. Okay. And look at me. Look how white I am. I look like a state trooper. You know what I mean? If I wanted to buy weed off you, not a chance, not a chance, not a chance. But like masking up for the first time, you feel like, I looked at my wife, I was like, let's go get this money, baby. You know, like you feel like you're about to, it feels crazy. And you can't drive with it, okay? You can't drive with it. Because I tried driving with it because I saw everybody else. I'm like, what's wrong? Was it come through the air filters? And then it rides up, and then I'm not Bonnie and Clyde anymore. Now we're Thelma and Louise driving up the goddamn cliff. That's what's happening. I do not miss driving because when I'm home, I don't know if there's parents out there that have to drive their kids everywhere. When I'm home, my wife, she hands me the keys. You're the guy. Here, you come on. You're driving. And it's one of my biggest pet peeves. I want to, you know what I mean? Like if you listen, if you don't have children, just okay. Next time you get in your friend's car, if you want to help them experience having children, next time you get in their car, just open up a pillowcase of pigeons in their car. They're just everywhere. They're screaming and squawking and they shit on your shoulder. That's what it's like. Okay, I can't. And when I'm home, I take the kids to school. I drive the kids. You know what I mean? I drive the kids to school. I like to, you know, because I get to be dad when I'm home. You know, and drive them early. That's fine with me. But listen, I told my wife, I was like, you need to handle them. If you can't, they need to stop. Like you know what I mean? Like I tell her, we're either gonna get to where we're going, or we're going to Jesus. You know what I mean? Like that's the only option. Don't judge me either because I just reminisce about driving into the median and taking us to see Nana and the Lord. Okay, don't judge me. I also look. My hair is so Lego undercover narc. Okay, it's long. I had to like wax it down. I put lemon juices in it. I don't know. Okay. I had to get it down because I can't wear hats. I got to comb my hair every time I go on screen or have to go to the store because hats, my head, hold on. Wait, I thought I had a hat. I can't wear hats because I just look, if I wear a hat, I always look like idiots in hats. Like I can't wear them right either. Like if I just wear a normal hat, look at this. I look like every manager at Subway named Dale. All I say is, God damn it, guys. God damn it. This is it. It does look like it looks like I'm on the ump that ruined a football game that you cared about. Or like this one, or you can wear your hat like this. This is how the cool guys wear it. They curl it up. Now I just look like I'm a football coach who calls 12-year-olds queers, don't I? I'm like, hey. You know, look at it. I can't wear a hat. Look at this. Look, and then wear it like the kids wear it. Look, I'll wear the flat brim. Now I look like the only dad at Amigos concert. Hey guys. Amigos is the truth, guys. I can't, but anyway, I'm getting tired of this. You guys, listen, thanks for supporting live comedy because this is live and you're supporting it. So thank you so much. You can watch my Amazon special on Amazon, Grown Ass Dad. Go check it out. You guys, Dwayne, thanks for doing this. Comedian's hilarious. Jesus Christ, a penny. Get it together.
Shit, Aaron. Good shit, Aaron.
Because I can't get back on my fucking.
There you are.
Christ, it's dark. All right. I don't know if you guys can hear me or see me.
Yes.
I had a great time tonight. Give it up for all the comics you saw tonight. This has been Cheap Date. We do this each and every Tuesday.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Thanks, Dwayne.
Beer too. What's happening? Can you hear me?
What?